Heather said, honey, that ship has sailed a long time ago. I agree with Heather on that. I mean, the amount of people that are qualified and that have money to go to a school like Yale, no one needs to pay. It's like you're either qualified or you're not. Tons of people have a gazillion dollars. So Heather didn't pay to get her daughter into Yale, but the daughter's away, the son's away. Her kids are in college. I don't think the Dubrow kids will be a part of this. Look, Garcelle, not high school, but Garcelle has kids that are college age. But I don't see how you can go to school and be on a show. Maybe, so I'm thinking about Garcelle. I mean, Kyle. I mean, Kyle Richards. Yes, Farrah's too old. Her other daughter's engaged, but I mean, she has kids that are, yes, they run buying Beverly Hills, but doesn't mean they can't be on this show. That show is canceled. Sutton has kids the right age. Okay, I'm looking around. I see some things here. I see some things. So I'm thinking maybe Kyle's daughter, one of them, Sutton has a son. I don't know if any of them would be interested. Kim Richards has kids, but I think they're probably too old, all of them. Garcelle, I don't know. I mean, look. Do I think Delilah Bell Gray and Amelia Gray, Delilah and Amelia Gray are going to be on this? No, that would be epic, but they're out making millions of dollars as models. It opens up the case. I love it. Finally, before we go, I want to just talk so many reports, not even because I talked about this yesterday briefly, but everyone is saying that the Gorgas are in jeopardy. We talked about this a little bit yesterday, and so much has come out since then, not because of me that everyone's listening to the show. There's just a lot of stuff is happening about this. So we talked about this yesterday, that the Gorgas, that they basically sued. They filed a motion with Franklin Lakes because they weren't getting their permit to film for wife swap. And it looked like, and all the headlines are saying, yes, they were in jeopardy. They were in jeopardy. I see so many headlines that are reporting on the initial thing. Like, here's a headline: Melissa and Joe Gorga file a legal complaint against Franklin Lakes after a filming permit is delayed for their rumored new wife swap, blah, blah, blah. So it's a lot of people are talking about the fact that they filed this complaint against Franklin Lakes and that they're basically not going to be a part of wife swap. But what I find interesting is that nobody is reporting on the other thing that we talked about yesterday, that this was filed, and then, I mean, I'm reading it with my own eyes that that was in May, like May 21st, I believe that was filed. And that on June 2nd, it was ordered the Borough of Franklin Lake shall immediately issue a filming permit without restriction to the plaintiffs, the Gorga, so that the filming of a reality show may take place. They had to do like an injunction, like, hey, it's June 2nd. They're supposed to film in 3 days. We need the permit right away. And it was granted according to this. Their address is even mentioned. The Borough of Franklin Lake shall immediately begin process of issuing a final certificate of blah, blah, blah. So basically it says that, they shall immediately issue a permit without restriction to allow them to film the show. So it seems like, first of all, I don't know why everyone is reporting on it that they filed this motion against Franklin Lakes and that they're not going to be able to film wife swap. They're not really doing the exact research they should, because it seems that that was cleared up only a few days later. However, we got to find out if they filmed Wife Swap. I assume they did. This was June 2nd. They were supposed to film on June 6th. Like, you can't really like delay production days and weeks because it costs a lot of money. So it seems like they actually filmed it. But there's a lot of reports coming out now that it doesn't matter. The Gorgas could still be in jeopardy. For the next season of RHONJ. Apparently, we're getting a new season of RHONJ. Apparently, season 15 is happening, although I'll believe it when I see it. Do I think New Jersey is more likely to happen than New York? Yes. In the order of the shows that are not on that are Housewives related, that I actually think will happen in order, I think New Jersey is most likely to be back. New York is second. Dallas is third. And Dubai is fourth. Oh, Andy said Dubai was on pause, David. He didn't say it was canceled. Andy says, now we're believing everything Andy says. Let me go laugh off camera for a minute and come back. LOL, LOL. Okay, I'm back. Dubai ain't ever coming back. So I think New Jersey is the most likely to be back. But there's a lot of reports that the Gorgas, their future is in jeopardy on RHONJ because of this legal permit. Well, listen, first of all, that may be true. And basically the argument is, well, why was this delayed? Why was it not granted? And I could see an argument that Franklin Lakes, which is what I said yesterday. Look, do I think Franklin Lakes has PTSD? Do I think that they want to revisit the early days of Housewives of New Jersey when the fucking animal across the river flipped a table and Junior G? You know my friend Junior G? She was singing about waking up in the morning and there was a chase through the country club, which the country club wasn't in Franklin Lakes, but they all lived in Franklin Lakes. And that Ashley Maleo, she pulled that hair of Danielle stuff. Danielle, you should have sued at the time. I know there was some legal talk or whatever. Guys, oh, fuck the TV show. Sue, sue, sue when someone puts their hands on you. And I mean anyone that gets their hands put on. But anyway, so, the rumor is that because Franklin Lakes didn't grant this permit and it seems like they got it, but they are wary. And if Melissa and Joe are back, that their future on RHO and J is in jeopardy because Franklin Lakes don't want any filming in the town even if it's in your house. I basically call bullshit on this. I don't believe it. I don't believe all these headlines that the Gorgas are in jeopardy now. But you never know. Look, it's if Bravo has to start getting involved and jumping through all sorts of hoops to get permits, no, it's not what they want to do for a newbie that you just find on the side of the street and say, hey, stray dog, you want $1? But Melissa's a known entity. Look, it's the same thing with Sutton. Sutton wasn't allowed to be a housewife the first season because her children were underage, and the ex-husband is like, no, you can't have them on the show. It's like if you can't show your life, you can't be full-time, you got to be a friend. Sutton proved herself and she was upgraded. So I don't think that Bravo is going to say, no, we have to sign a few extra documents and go out on a limb for Melissa Gorga. I mean, she is basically number 2 on the call sheet, maybe number 1 if Teresa doesn't come back. So the Gorgas being in jeopardy, there's a lot of chatter about that now. I think, do your research and talk about the second part of this, not just that they filed against Franklin Lakes, but it was resolved like a week later or a week and a half later before they started filming. And 2, do I think the Gorgas are in jeopardy for their RHOJ future? I don't, but that's just me. But hey, guess what? Everyone's future is in jeopardy for RHOJ because there is no fucking show. There's no show. The show doesn't exist. It's been a year. Let's live in reality. Maybe it's going to come back. I don't know. Not so convinced. Probably, but let's get to that when we get to that. Mwah. Love you all. I don't believe it. I don't believe it. Just Andy. Oh, it's a crown jewel in the franchise. It is a crown jewel in the franchise. It had 14. Well, excuse me. It had like 12 really successful seasons and then 2 where the whole fucking thing fell apart and the wheels came off. Love you all. You're my friends. I love you. Have a great 4th of July weekend. Tomorrow we have a quick hit in the afternoon. And what show are we? Oh, we have a good show in the morning too. I love you all. Thanks for being on Patreon.